Good evening and welcome to the Olympic Legacy Park at Sheffield for the round 20 Betfred Championship clash between Sheffield Eagles and Halifax Panthers tonight, Friday the 28th of July 2023. Halifax looking to build on a historic win down in London last week. It's back to league action and here come the teams. First and foremost the Panthers. Number 18 Brandon Pickersgill keeps his place at fullback. Number 2 Lachlan Walmsley. Number 22 Jake Mason. Number 35 Ben Crooks comes in for James Saltonstall, and number 3 Zach McComb moves out onto the wing to accommodate that change. Number 6 Louis Jouffre and number 1 James Woodburn all keep their places at half-back, and in the pack for Fax number 16 Will Calcott, number 34 Adam O'Brien, number 10 Dan Murray, number 11 Ben Kavanagh, 12 Matty G and 13 Jacob Fairbank complete the pack for the Panthers. On the bench, number 9 Captain Brandon Moore, number 8 Adam Tangata, number 19 Ryan Lannon and number 29 Dan Fleming. 18th man for Fax is number 20 Tom Inman. And for the Eagles, plenty of ex-Halifax players in their side tonight, starting with number 29 Quentin Laulu Tongagai, QLT, still going round at fullback. Number 2 Ben Jones Bishop, number 33 James Glover, number 4 Ross Oakes, number 28 Matty Dawson Jones, and it's an ex-Halifax half-back pairing in 32 Corey Aston and number 7 Anthony Thackeray. The pack, number 17 Liam Kirk, number 19 Jack Hansen, and another ex-Fax low knee Mikey Wood. In the back row for the Eagles, number 27 Jesse Senalafeo, number 11 Connor Bauer and number 13 Evan Hodgson. And on the bench for Sheffield, number 14 ex-Fax lad Titus Guaze, and number 8 Brandon Douglas, another ex-Fax lad, and number 22 Matty Crimes and number 16 Blake Broadbent. Referee tonight is Scott Michalauskas.
Brought to you in association with tonight's match sponsors, the G.
As here come the teams.
Leading the teams are members of Pathways, Duluth Miners, Forgers and Sheffield Hawks. And make some noise for tonight's visitors Halifax and the pride of South Yorkshire, the Sheffield Eagles!
As the teams come out onto the field, Sheffield in the home strip of red and white, mainly red. With white front.
Yeah, I've got good
and a little yellow V and Halifax in there. Change strip of purple and dark blue.
Zach Davis and everybody here at the Sheffield Eagles.
There's Halifax. We'll play in the first half from left to right on this artificial surface, and it'll be the Panthers to kick off. There'll be Louis Jouffre to kick us off here. Here we go. Jouffre kicks long deep to the left, taken by Thackeray, and it's handed off to one of the big front rowers here. I think that was Liam Kirk. Here's Connor Bauer, always a strong runner for the Eagles, but he's met by 3 Panthers defenders in Calcott and Murray finishing off the tackle. Sheffield look to keep the ball moving. Here's Aston out of the back to QLT. QLT tries to step Jouffre, comes inside, but he's met by Crooks and Matty G, who put him down just over the 40. Hands towards dummy half, hands off to Jesse Senalafeo, but well dealt with once more by Crooks and G, helped out by Jacob Fairbank. as Eagles come past halfway. Here's Aston, finds Thackeray. Thackeray short ball to Bauer, and Bauer well tackled there by James Woodburn-Hall. As the Eagles on the last, on the 35, as Thackeray puts it high. Well taken there by Brandon Pickersgill. First test passed, and already there's the penalty for the Panthers. Referee ruling offside from that kick. As Dufresne boots the ball to touch, and Fax will get first use of the ball on their own 40. Here's Murray. Runs into the teeth of that Eagles defence, and they put him down on the 45, slowing the play the ball down to O'Brien. Finds Calcott. Calcott finds contact, but he goes past halfway. Turns the tackle, gets the offload to O'Brien. Great play by the Panthers. O'Brien throws a dummy, but well put down by Bauer and Hansen. As Halifax already into the Eagles half. Dufresne finds G. Tries to bump off his ex-teammate in Aston, but Genesis Senilefeo finishes the tackle off. Ben Crooks didn't like the attention. He was giving a 9 in mighty G for that matter. As Dufresne runs across field, finds Woodburn-Hall. Massive gap for Woodburn-Hall to go through. And Woodburn-Hall's away. He's going to score the first try of the evening. And on the first set of 6 for the Panthers, James Woodburn-Hall slithers his way over the line to score his 11th try of the season. And Halifax pick up where they left off in the capital last week and take an early 4-0 lead with a kick to come. Ball was moved left, and Woodburn-Hall showing his elusive running that he shows at fullback, but he shows it in the defensive line. And QLC, those old legs just couldn't keep up with him, and he goes over towards that left-hand corner. And a perfect start for the Panthers.
Scott, that's 1 minute on the kick. 1 minute. Sorry? Sorry, mate.
There's quite a few Halifax fans on that grass banking, on that touchline.
20 seconds, Scott.
Wanting Dufresne to guide this ball through the post, and they'll tell you that he's done just that. An even more perfect start for the Panthers. First set of 6. They go over and score, and Dufresne boots his first conversion over from the touchline. And after around about 3 minutes here at the Olympic Legacy Park, it's Sheffield Eagles 0, Halifax Panthers 6. As Woodburn-Hall tries to score a collective kick-off, hands on to Murray, and Murray will find just about the 20-metre line. Here's Fairbank. Outstanding in the cup win at London last week. G gets put down by Evan Hodgson. Here's Dufresne, on to G again. Pushes off a challenge of Aston once again, and once more Genesis Senilefeo comes in to give him some treatment on the floor. And once more, G and Senilefeo having words. Looking forward to the rest of the battle, the rest of this game between them two, as Fairbank takes Halifax past halfway. Great run there from the loose forward. Last tackle here for Fax. O'Brien finds Dufresne, and Dufresne puts it high. It hangs in the air, and QLT takes it well under the pressure of Ben Crooks, showing all his experience there, QLT. And here's Matty Dawson-Jones. But he's well wrapped up by Calcott, Fairbank and Murray there. As the Eagles make their way towards a 40. Here's Mikey Wood. Well put down there by Calcott. On his back, dominated the ruck well. Hanson waits to dummy half, onto Aston out the back to QLT. Sheffield will overlap here, that's a great tackle there by Zach McComb. With a constricting tackle on James Glover there. Wrapped him up really well. As Sheffield on the last put it towards Lachlan Walmsley. And Walmsley, nice little ball to Pickersgill, who's fighting for a quick play of the ball and gets it. Woodburn all from dummy half onto Walmsley again at Halifax. Looking really dangerous from backfield so far. Here's Mason. Sheffield fans going for a forward pass, but nothing given by the referee Miklauskas. O'Brien jumps out from dummy half trying to spy. The Sheffield mark is not square, but again the referee keeps his whistle away. Here's Murray, runs back towards that ruck again. As Halifax on the last tackle, 5 metres shy of halfway. Dufresne boosts the ball looking for length. It goes over the head of QLT. It bounces well, but it's a great chase from the Halifax defence as QLT throws a bit of an hospital ball there. But well tackled there by Walmsley. As Ross Oakes takes the ball up. Well tackled there by the Panthers. Aston finds James Glover again, but Glover well put down by Dufresne and Calcott. Aston finds Wood onto Thackeray, onto QLT. Sheffield looking to fuzz ball wide, and that's a loose pass, and sure, that's a knock on forward pass. Whichever way you want to look at it, it's still an error from the Sheffield Eagles, giving the Panthers a great opportunity to put more points on the board here. They'll get the scrum. 35 metres out from the Eagles line, centre field.
There's like 3 different matches, isn't there? Aileen's got 2 of them, but not the actual 3.
It looks like they're setting up on this near side. They track the ball at the back of the scrum, but Sheffield don't fall for that trick as Dufresne runs into his ex-teammate Aston, who dumps him on his back unceremoniously so. And yet again, Jesse Senna-Lefeo messing round on the floor in defence. It's not just a Matty G thing, he's doing it for everyone. Here's Fairbank, finds Woodburn Hall, takes it to the line. Pickersgill, well dealt with by Thackeray. As Halifax are less than 10 out from the Sheffield line. O'Brien waits, finds Murray. Murray throws a dummy, trying to poke his nose through the line. Gets a quick play of the ball to O'Brien. Goes left to Woodburn Hall, throws a dummy, but the ball comes out from a shuddering tackle there from Ross Oakes. Great defence there from the Eagles. Textbook tackle, 1 up, 1 down. And it was the man up top who forced the ball from the breadbasket. And the chance has gone for Halifax to post more points. Sheffield try and make the way out from backfield. Here's Kirk. Loose pass, and Dufresne looking to take advantage, but well picked up by Thackeray. As Sheffield playing with a lot of ambition so far, but it's not paying off for him yet. As Murray puts Hodgson down on the ground, here's Thackeray once more, throws a dummy, but Adam O'Brien alive to it, helped out by Matty G. As Sheffield really struggling to get out of territory here. 30 yards out, and they're kicking early with Aston. I think it hit one of his own men in front of him, so the ball takes a bit of a weird journey to Lachlan Walmsley, who'll look to try and find a gap, but well tackle on that right hand side by Connor Bauer. Here's Jake the Snake Mason. He's put down on his own 40. McComb coming in for his wing against his former club. Slips and slides his way past halfway. O'Brien onto Fairbank. Halifax picking up the pace a little bit. Nice little short ball to Calcott, but it's well wrapped up by 3 Sheffield defenders. O'Brien goes blind to Burnall, short ball to Kavanagh, and Kavanagh well dealt with by Bauer on that right hand side. Last tackle here for Fax. He goes to Burnall this time, who puts it towards the corner looking for Lachlan Walmsley, but he's matched there, and Ben Jones-Bishop takes it really well. Two wingers well renowned for their aerial prowess, and Ben Jones-Bishop won that battle that time. As Matty Dawson-Jones trying to make yards upfield for Sheffield, but he's put down by 3 Halifax defenders in the shape of Calcott, G and Murray. Quick play of the ball though. Here's Mikey Wood. He's well dealt with by G on the Sheffield 30. And once more the kick early. Aston with a cleaner strike this time, but Walmsley looking to get back. Does well to keep the ball in field of play. He's got broken field. Hands on to Pickersgill. Pickersgill trying to use his pace. He goes to McComb. And McComb, a bit of an hospital ball. As James Glover held tight by Senna Lefeo. He's not liking the treatment there in McComb. And yet again, Senna Lefeo giving treatment on the floor there. As Sheffield really putting up the pressure in defence. Ben Crooks certainly felt that. Here's Walmsley. This time it's Halifax that are struggling to get out of yardage. But this time the referee gives a penalty for a high tackle, probably a grapple tackle there. And Halifax get another relieving penalty to take us out of territory, and Dufresne will find the mark 5 metres into the Sheffield half. O'Brien taps and finds Fairbank. Hands on to Dufresne, short ball to Calcott. Calcott with some really good yards there upfield despite the attention of 3 Sheffield defenders. Quick play the ball to O'Brien, shimmies right and goes left, finds Burnall. Kavanagh on the angle. Well tackled there by Bauer once more, but O'Brien goes blind once more and keeping Bauer interested. Slow play the ball once more. Here's Burnall, runs across field. Shakes hands on to Fairbank, and Fairbank's to 3. And Jacob Fairbank, has he got over? He has! He stretches over.
Yes!
For his 3rd try of the season, Jacob Fairbank, captain on the field, but the captain's not there. And just after the 13-minute mark here at Olympic Legacy Park, the Panthers slither further in front here. 10 points to 0 with the kick to come. That's really picking up the pace. It was a lovely disguised ball from James Burnall after Ben Kavanagh set it up with a really good angle there. Nice little disguised ball from Burnall, and Fairbank charged onto the angle to score his 3rd try of the season. Snaked his way through the defensive line to score by the post, but it's come at a cost for Jacob Fairbank.
That's 1 minute on the kick, Scott.
He's being led from the field by the doctor. No doubt it'll be a head injury assessment for Fairbank.
Seconds, Scott.
It's Dufresne. From just beside the posts. Taking all the time that he can. Strokes the ball through the posts. Louis Dufresne 2 from 2. And Halifax Panthers 12-0 up. It looks like it's Adam Tangatar who has replaced Jacob Fairbank while he's been held down the tunnel by the doctor. As Glover puts it high and long. Is it too long? James Burnall catches the ball. Bit of miscommunication between him and Dan Murray. And Sheffield Eagles force the goal line dropout. This will burn all to take the goal line dropout. Get some good length on there as well. Just going towards halfway. Hansen collects. But handed on to Liam Kirk, and Kirk beats some really strong defence in the shape of Tangata, Murray and Calcott. Here's Hodgson. Short ball to Wood, but Wood well met there by Gian O'Brien. Finished off downstairs by Tangata. Hansen shoots down from dummy half, runs across field, finds Thackeray. Thackeray finds Aston. Short ball to Ross Oakes, and Oakes well put down there by Kavanagh and Woodburn Hall. Hodgson takes the ball in this time. Still tackles here for Sheffield. 5 metres out from the Halifax line. Hansen goes right. Thackeray onto QLT. QLT tries to get out of the clutches of Jake the Snake, but he's put down by his teammates Tangata and Woodburn Hall. Last tackle here for Sheffield. Thackeray chips across field looking for Senna Lefeo, and Crooks bats it back to McComb, and Sheffield will force yet another goal line dropout here. Another repeat set as Senna Lefeo and G clash. I called it right from the get-go. Jesse Senna Lefeo has been looking to spoil and get inside to get under the skin of his Halifax side, but Halifax need to shed the skin and not let such tactics get to him. As referee Scott Miklauskas will have a word with Matty G and Senna Lefeo. I'm not qualified in sign language, but I'm pretty certain that Miklauskas said next one who does anything is going off, and they're still having words. This one is going to slither, shall we say, as Jufrey goes short, but he's put it out on the full. As Halifax compound the repeat set by giving Sheffield a penalty right in front of the post. Now will the Eagles go for two? Hansen the goal kicker, but I think Sheffield are going to tap and go here. They do, and here's Hodgson. Well met by 3 Panthers defenders as Sheffield have yet another full set of 6 on this Halifax line. Hansen finds Thackeray, long ball out to the wing for Ben Jones-Bishop. That's great defence by Lachlan Walmsley. Lachlan Walmsley and Jake the Snake Mason constrict Ben Jones-Bishop out of the field. Great defence there. Great slithering line there from the Panthers. As Sheffield miss out on that opportunity to post points. Here's Ben Crooks. Met by 3 Sheffield defenders. Restricted his yardage, but gets a quick play of the ball though. Here's Calcott. Work a bit of steam, but he's put down by Bauer Hodgson. Here's Tangata. He's put down once more by Oakes this time as Jufrey hands it on to Murray, and Murray in centre field attracts 3 Sheffield defenders. As Halifax struggling to get out of yardage here. As Kirk's all over the place and Halifax get a 6 again. It's one of those where you'd love it to go for you but hate it to go against you as Halifax get another 6 tackles. And Calcott, great yards after contact there from Calcott, still going, eventually put down just before the 30. O'Brien goes blind to Jufrey, on to Pickersgill to Crooks, steps out the challenge but well tackled there by Corey Aston. As Halifax creep towards the Eagles 20. Here's Jufrey, hands on to Murray. Thought about the pass Tangata, but yeah, it holds on. Well put down there by Hansen. Here's Woodburn Hall. Short ball to Calcott. Calcott looking for his first try of the season. Twisted the tackle, looking for his front. Last tackle here for Fax. O'Brien goes from dummy half, throws a dummy. Has he got over Adam O'Brien? The Halifax players on the field claim the try, but the referee disagrees. As Sheffield just about survive. But it's a great play to turn the ball over right on Sheffield's line. Here's Ross Oakes. Goes past the 20 for the Eagles. Here's the other winger, Matty Dawson-Jones. As Sheffield calling for offside, 6 again. They're calling for something as ex-Faxman Titus Gwazi gets the ball quick and hands it on. As they work inside, Glover comes back inside but has 3 Panthers defenders waiting for him. Brilliant defence yet again from the Panthers. Brilliant there. And again, they slithered across the line, then it was brute strength. Brilliant defence there from Jouffre, Crooks and McComb. And Fax will get to play the ball on halfway. As Sheffield have run the changes, 2 ex-Halifax players in Gwazi and Douglas going as Gwazi looking for the big hit on Tangata, but Tangata has bounced off him.
15 Mikey Wood.
Short ball from Woodburn Hall to Murray, and Murray turns in the tackle.
8 Brandon Douglas and 16 Blake Broadbent.
Slow play the ball. O'Brien waits onto Woodburn Hall. Brings on Calcott on the inside. Takes 4 Sheffield Eagles players to halt his progress. 35 metres out from the line. Here's Woodburn Hall out to Jouffre. Jouffre throws a dummy, tries to go through the gap, but well tackled down low by Senelefeo. They're stacking this blind side. Here's Pickersgill. Short ball to Matty G, but well dealt with by Aston. Last tackle here for Fax. As Crooks waits at dummy half, finds Jouffre, steps inside a really quick defensive line shooting up. And it's O'Brien. Brilliant defence there from Sheffield. Stopping Halifax getting to that kick. They complete the set, but they would have liked an attacking kick, but that's Sheffield defence rapid out the blocks to stop the progress of first Louis Jouffre and then Adam O'Brien. And they'll start the set off 20 metres out of their own line as Brandon Douglas put down by Adam O'Brien and Tangata. Hansen finds Hodgson, and Hodgson put down by 2 fast defenders in the shape of Calcott and Kavanagh. Hansen finds Gwazi. Gwazi takes it up this time and Ben Kavanagh shoots up and pulls him down really well. Here's Thackeray on the 40, looking for a 40-20, but great positioning by Pickersgill. The bounce evades him, but he gets it the second attempt. As Pickersgill finds the 20-metre line, and Sheffield showing the hand in early kicks here as Walmsley takes his tackle on the Halifax 30. Here's Mason. And this Sheffield defensive line has really stepped up the effort this last couple of minutes. O'Brien onto Murray. Murray runs into the centre field. Attracting 4 Sheffield men, finished off by 2. O'Brien onto Lannon, fresh onto the field, Ryan Lannon. They stop his progress there. I think it's Calcott that Lannon's come on for, as Jouffre on the 40 just drills it across the floor. Couple of bounces and Lola Tango guy collects. Hands it on to Matty Dawson-Jones. And Tangata and Lannon putting down on his 30. Aston onto QLT. Short ball to Glover. Glover tries to shake off the challenge. And luckily Green Crooks hands onto him, but he managed to get the ball out to QLT, and QLT's away. But he's put down by Jouffre and Murray before he can make any real headway into Halifax's half. Here's Gwazi. Great tackle there from Adam O'Brien. Unceremoniously dumps him on his back.
Halifax interchange off 15, Simon Coombe replaced.
Broadbent onto Aston. Finds Thackeray, throws a dummy. Anthony Thackeray steps back inside. Was there a hand in there from Halifax? There was. And Sheffield will get a repeat set there. 6 tackles inside Halifax's 20. Hansen, short ball to Douglas. Rides the tackler Tangata well, but it's put down by G. Big moments here for Halifax in defence. Aston, short ball to Lefeo. Great tackle there from Jouffre. Then held out downstairs by Lannon. Right on this Panthers line. Sheffield fans aren't liking his attention. Guaze runs it to the line, takes to Aston. Aston finds Thackeray, short ball to Bauer, and Bauer. Well tackled there by Kavanagh. Held out by O'Brien. Hanson waits a dummy half, goes himself, grubs it through, and he goes dead. But illegally so. The Sheffield win their first penalty of the game. Well, actually second, sorry. The kick out on the full for the dropout was the first. Well, that's the first for foul play, shall we say. As Hansen was tackled without the ball. And the Sheffield fans wanting him, the Halifax man sin binning for a professional foul, but nothing doing. As Douglas takes it up, Twistman nearly at the line. Hansen waits, fires out to Thackeray. Thackeray short ball to Broadbent, but well tackled down low by Matty G. Still tackles here for Sheffield. Hansen, and again tries to go through. It's Tangata onto Crooks, and that's great play from Halifax. The ball played the man. They weren't going to be back to one, and Ben Crooks read the play really well. And Halifax get out of jail there. And Zach McComb takes the ball up there. Here's Woodburn Hall. Throws a dummy and goes himself. Makes some good yards there, James Woodburn Hall. Wins a quick play of the ball. And he gets another 6 again for his side, James Woodburn Hall. Here's Walmsley. Finds McComb. McComb steps inside looking for a gap in the defence, but he just finds Corey Aston waiting for him and puts him down. As Sinalefeo yet again, second man in. Matty G fires it to Walms. Did well to keep hold of that. As Halifax march into Sheffield half. Here's Tangata. On to Lannon. Lannon finds the play of the ball. He's looking for a quick play of the ball and gets it. O'Brien jumps out from dummy half. Finds Pickersgill on the angle. This is great play so far from Halifax. They're setting up right, but they go left to the consternation of Jouffre. Woodburn Hall goes himself, but well tackled there by Douglas. Last tackle here for the Panthers. Slow play of the ball too as O'Brien goes blind to Jouffre. A Sheffield man hit the ball there. Sure, that's a back to one there for Halifax. It is eventually given. And Halifax will get 6 more tackles on the Sheffield line as Lannon steps in defence, but they're pushing backwards. That's a rare sight. As our Panthers on there, Sheffield's 20 is Murray. Tries to step between the two defenders, does really well, does Murray. Into the Sheffield 10, quick play of the ball, O'Brien. Finds Jouffre, broken fielders, Louis Jouffre! Slithers over the line. And Louis Jouffre, the gap was there. And the Frenchman's eyes lit up. Showed plenty of calmness to go over the line. And just before the half-hour mark, Halifax extend the lead even further to 16 points to 0 with a kick to come. Great work in the build-up. Dan Murray with a brilliant run there. Won a quick play of the ball, and Jouffre saw a broken line in front of him. And he goes over for only his 5th try of the season so far. But one that could be really, really important in the context. Not just in this game, but in terms of this playoff hunt for the Panthers. And because he went over so close to the post, you would think
That's 1 minute, Scott, 1 minute.
They would make it 3 from 3. And a personal point haul into double figures. Jouffre boosts the ball through the post, the flags are up. Louis Jouffre 3 from 3 on the night. And Halifax Panthers 18-0 up.
To go, 10 minutes.
As we enter the last 10 minutes of this first half. And what a first half it's been for the Panthers. 3 tries to nil, 3 goals from Jouffre. As Glover puts it a little bit further infield, his kick off this time, and Tangata runs it back. Great run there from the Cook Islander. O'Brien finds Lannon. Lannon runs right centre field and good run once more. Quick play the ball to O'Brien. Finds Jouffre onto Matty G, and Matty G targeting Corey Aston on this left channel. But Aston doing well so far as Crooks runs in field, dummies to Fairbank. As Crooks looking for a gap in the defence, but well put down there by Titus Guaze. O'Brien finds Fairbank, must have passed his HIA, which is great news. Last tackle on the 40 for Halifax. Here's Jouffre, Jouffre steps, looking to make a run there, long ball to Crooks. As Jouffre put on his back after the tackle by Aston. And Halifax, oh no, we thought we were going to give it the other way then. It's Sheffield win their 3rd penalty of the game. Well, Sheffield win the penalty count so far in this game. Thought we were going to give it the other way for Louis Jouffre being tackled after the pass, but obviously not. As Sheffield find halfway with the penalty. Here's Brandon Douglas onto Aston, finds Thackeray onto Bauer, and Bauer steps inside but just finds O'Brien, Kavanagh and Woodburn all waiting for him. Here's Broadbent, short ball to Douglas. Sorry, not Hodgson, short ball to Douglas there, but here's Tangata and G who make the tackle as Sheffield find the 30. Aston, short ball to Senelefeo. He's well dealt with by O'Brien and G and Pickersgill. Here's Douglas onto Aston. Finds Thackeray. Out the back to QLT, and QLT well dealt with there by Lamb, but he still managed to get the ball out. QLT. Here's Ross Oakes. But Oakes put down there by Mason and Kavanagh and Woodburn all. Thackeray goes through looking for Aston to chase. Well dealt with by Crooks. The referee ruling that there was a hand got to him. Must thought on first look that he was off his leg, but referee Scott McLeod is a lot closer than I am. And Sheffield will get 6 more tackles by the way of a scrum on Halifax's line. And can this defence hold out as the ball scribbles out from the scrum? Matty Dawson-Jones steps inside, and that's a really soft try to concede for the Panthers. They've held out for 34 minutes, but eventually the home side get on the board, and Matty Dawson-Jones, as he has done throughout his career, finished off well, pulling the score back to Sheffield 4, Halifax 18 with a kick to come. It was a bit of a clever scrum move. I think the PA system's receiving a fax, maybe. It's Corey Aston, the ex-Panther, Who will look to turn this 4-6 for the Eagles. Which he does, straight through the post. And with 5 minutes to go in this first half, after such a great start for the Panthers, Sheffield pull it back to Sheffield Eagles 6, Halifax Panthers 18. And Dufresne pulls it deep and left for the kickoff, collected by Thackeray. He runs the ball himself. He's going to go blind. He's Thackeray. He's going to go himself. Well dealt with by Mason Woodburn Hall, trying to push him out towards the line. Is there a knock on there? Referee rules not, and Sheffield moving it there. Great footwork at the line by Glaze. Put down by Fairbank, and Fairbank concedes a 6 again. Sheffield's first of the game. Sheffield looking to go back to back, and they're given another opportunity as they get the 4th penalty of the game. 4 offside, and Aston wasting no time getting that penalty. Kicked out of touch, and they'll start to set 25 metres out from the Halifax line. Douglas finds Aston, short ball to Glaze. Well dealt with by O'Brien, helped out by Fairbank and Lannon. Hansen finds Hodgson. Hodgson steps back inside, but it's Tangatara and Fairbank waiting for him. Here's Glaze, loses his foot, he will still get it to Hansen. Thackeray, short ball to Senna Lefeo, but great tackle there by Dufresne. Still messing around, let's play the ball. Aston finds Thackeray. Thackeray finds QLT, and QLT, long ball out to Hansen. Hansen grooves it towards the corner, but well dealt with by Woodburn Hall as the ball goes out to touch, and Sheffield will have another set of 6 on this Halifax line. Less than 3 minutes to go here.
2.5 to go, Scott, 2.5.
At Olympic Legacy Park. And Sheffield have a full set of 6 on this Halifax line. Here's Aston. They might not need it. That's a thorough challenge from Matty G on his ex-teammate. Here's Glaze. Great tackle there by Fairbank. Dislodges the ball. Brilliant tackle there by Bobby Fairbank. And the players run in to congratulate him. They know how important that defensive effort was, because Sheffield were looking to get on top in this game. But a shuddering hit from Fairbank on his ex-teammate. Dislodges the ball, and Halifax survive. Taking all the time they want for this scrum.
1.5 minutes to go.
Here's Walmsley. Walmsley fires it to an interception by Ben Jones Bishop, and Halifax pressing the self-destruct button here. With around about a minute to go, they're gifting Sheffield opportunity to post points for half time. Hodgson onto Thackeray. Sheffield have got men over here. Can they find it as Dawson Jones goes to the corner? Has he managed to get the ball down? He has. 2 tries in 5 minutes from Matty Dawson Jones. The latest one after absolute calamity for Halifax. You would think just safety first, went going up the field, but for some reason Lachlan Walmsley threw the pass, looking for Jake Mason, but it was intercepted by Ben Jones Bishop, and Sheffield just worked their way over to this near side. And Matty Dawson Jones, like I said before, does what he's done throughout his career, gets his second try of the evening, and instead of being at least 18-6 up at half time,
10 seconds to go, Scott, 10 seconds.
Halifax could well be only one score up here with his kick to come, and you might just hear the hooter go in just a second. Not sure if you heard that, but it's half time. Will be a half time with Sheffield within a score, or will Halifax still have a bit of a comfort of a 2-score lead? As Aston further out this time, but stillness near touchline. Taking all the time he wants. He strikes it really well, and once more straight through the post from Corey Aston. We know how good a kicker he is. And will that change the half-time team talk from Simon Griggs? As half-time, after such a great start from Halifax, raced into an 18-0 lead with tries from James Woodburn-Hall, Jacob Fairbank and Louis Jouffre, all converted by Jouffre. Sheffield have worked their way back into this game by their own efforts, but also by Halifax pressing the self-destruct button. The half-time score here at Olympic Legacy Park: Sheffield Eagles 12, Halifax Panthers 18. Welcome back to the Olympic Legacy Park in Sheffield for the second half of this Betfred Championship Round 20 clash between Sheffield Eagles and Halifax Panthers. And it's the Panthers who hold a half-time lead, but it could and no doubt should have been a more commanding lead. Halifax racing to an 18-0 lead after 28 minutes after tries from James Woodburn-Hall, Jacob Fairbank and Louis Jouffre, who kicked 3 from 3. But Sheffield scored 2 tries in the last 5 minutes from Matty Dawson-Jones. The last one right on half-time after a suicidal pass from Lachlan Walmsley. From a scrum, which Halifax should have seen out to half-time, but instead, rather than 18-6 up, we find ourselves 18-12 up. And what effect will that have had on this second half, on the team talks from both Simon Griggs and Mark Aston? Massive 40 minutes coming up as James Glover puts it high once more, taken by Woodburn-Hall. And here's Anand Tangata, who's taking it back well from the back line so far and does well again there. Here's Lannan. Lannan pulls his nose through Gwazi and Hansen and makes really good yards as Ryan Lannan. And a quick play of the ball too. O'Brien finds Tangata, come back for more. And Tangata really good yards after contact. Goes past the 40. It's a decent start so far for the Panthers. O'Brien jumps out from dummy half. Surely they weren't square, as our Halifax Panthers players calling for a penalty as well. As Mikalauskas finally gives the penalty. As Anthony Thackeray questioned the decision. But he's not going to change his mind, is he? I think Ben Cameron has told him that. Meanwhile, Jouffre with a rather conservative kick to touch. Not even at the 30 as O'Brien finds Tangata, and Tangata runs between Bauer and Gwazi. Really good running so far from Tangata. The Halifax are already in the 20. O'Brien goes centre field to Fairbank, onto Jouffre. Short ball to G. Sheffield calling for a forward pass, but nothing given. As G fighting for a quick play of the ball. O'Brien from dummy half onto Lannan. Lannan steps, but gets put down well by Gwazi and Hodgson. O'Brien, a dummy half, finds Woodburn-Hall. Short ball to Kavanagh, twisting the tackle. Trying to slide his way over. Just gets brought down short. O'Brien fires it to Woodburn Hall, runs across the line. Finds Jufre, short ball to G. Tries to go through the line, shakes off the challenge of Aston. He's still going, Matty G. Has he got over? He's pulled down just short. O'Brien comes into the dummy half. And Sheffield just about get away with it as QLT puts the ball down dead. And I talked about what impact and what response the sides got after half time, and Halifax have come out from the sheds in a really good one. As the ball goes off to Jake the Stake and he gets the ball there, it's amazing. And Halifax will start this set off inside the Sheffield 30. O'Brien waits, finds Tangata, great footwork there from Tangata. Oh, nearly got the ball out to Fairbank, but quite rightly held on as Gwaze wrapped him up. O'Brien finds Woodburn Hall, short ball to Lannon, and Lannon goes through the line as he's still going, Ryan Lannon. The Eagles defence desperately get back. Quick play the ball, O'Brien onto Jufre, onto Pickersgill, and Pickersgill. Great defence there from Dawson Jones coming in off his wing to halt the progress of the fullback. Crooks onto Jufre, hands on to Lannon. Lannon footwork at the line. He's still on his feet, is Lannon. Last tackle here for Fax. O'Brien looks left and right, he goes left, finds Jufre onto Woodburn Hall. Woodburn Hall grubbers it through. It hits the Sheffield man. Is it back to one, or did the ball play the man? The referee going to judge that the ball did indeed play the man. And Sheffield survive. But Halifax really constricting this Sheffield movement upfield so far. As Ben Jones Bishop takes his tackle, here's Dawson Jones. Well put down by Tangata, Kavanagh and Lannon. O'Brien shoots out from dummy half and does well, helped out by Mason, and Tangata comes in as reinforcements. They can't put Bauer down, but they stop his progress. Here's Gwaze. Gwaze takes it to the line. Great tackle down low by Fairbank, sorry. Sinalafeo resumes his rivalry with Matty G. Last tackle here for Sheffield. As Aston puts it high. Is that too wide? I think it is. It's out on the floor on that far side. It is. And that's a poor mistake from Corey Aston. As Halifax will start to set off on halfway. And Jacob Fairbank will play the ball. Here's Zach McComb. Good yards there from McComb. Up the middle. Gets a quick play of the ball too. O'Brien finds Fairbank. Short ball to Tangata. And Tangata tries to shake off the challenger Gwaze. Was Fairbank taken out late? Not in the eyes of the referee. O'Brien jumps out from dummy half. Finds Jufre. Short ball to Lannon. Lannon steps back inside. Shakes off the challenger Gwaze, but he goes back for more. Quick play the ball too. O'Brien goes blind to Jufre. Brings on G on the angle, and Matty G goes further in field, trying to shake off that challenge, but Hodgson puts him down well. O'Brien waits at dummy half. Finds Fairbank, throws a dummy in. Fairbank looking for his second try of the evening, and he's got it! Jacob Fairbank scores! The Sheffield fans aren't happy with it, but Scott Michalowski is set in his mind that Jacob Fairbank got that ball down. The Sheffield Eagles fans thought that the ball slithered out of his hands. But Scott Michalowskis gives the try. And after 6 minutes in second half, Halifax puts some more daylight between the two sides as Jacob Fairbank scores his second try of the evening, doubling his tally for the season. His 4th try of the season to make it 22 points to 12 with the kick to come. As the Sheffield fans aren't happy with Scott Micklehous at the moment. The Sheffield players are pointing to the touch judge who didn't break the corner flag. But rule number 1 in the Rugby League rule book, the referee is in sole control of the game, and his decision's final. And he pointed for the try as Jouffret puts the ball between the sticks. As Halifax regain their 12-point lead after around about 7 minutes here in the second half at Olympic Legacy Park. The Sheffield Eagles 12 and Halifax Panthers 24. As Glover goes deep once more, but Woodburn Hall takes his own in goal. And on to Tangata, and Tangata doing really well this game with ball in hand, Tangata. And here's another one, Lannon. Every time he comes on the field, Ryan Lannon, he has a positive effect on the Halifax performance, and it's no different here tonight. As Brandon Moore onto the field, the captain, as Jouffret nearly got the ball out to Crooks there, but well wrapped up there on that left-hand side. Here's McComb off his wing, looking to make some yards as Porty nose through, but well tackled there by Hodgson and Bauer. Moore jumps out from dummy half onto Tangata. Thought about the pass, but takes it himself. That's great hitting defence by Brandon Douglas. Last tackle here for Fax. Moore finds Jouffret, and Jouffret puts a kick and is charged down by Hansen, and Hansen, the bounce is kind, and Hansen is going to race away to score. And just like that, Sheffield Eagles strike back. And no doubt the Sheffield Eagles supporters will say that's justice for the last try being awarded, but
Try scorer for the
Jack
Eagles,
Hansen
number 19, Jack
charged down Louis Jouffret's kick.
Sponsored by the Heritage Project and Business
And raced away to score as Mark Aston making the unprecedented action of going onto the field. I'm not too sure what's going on here. Oh, he's going to go over to his own dugout. I'll let him off that one. The dugouts here at Olympic Legacy Park are on the other side to the main stand. And he's wanting he's wanting a touchline view of the last half an hour of this game. And with the kick to come, Sheffield Eagles 16, Halifax 24. Can Corey Aston make it 18 for Sheffield? He's certainly put it high enough, but he's pushed it wide. And that's the first blemish of either goal kicker's copybook there. As Halifax keep a 10-point lead with less than half an hour to go. It's Sheffield Eagles 14, Halifax Panthers 24.
16-24. They've got the score wrong.
Oh, it's 16-24. My mistake. Well, it's not my mistake. It's the scoreboard operator's mistake. As Jouffret kicks off. Here's Guaze, runs towards centre field, towards a wall of his ex-teammates, and two of them, Brandon Moore and Fairbairn putting down. Here's Douglas, great run there from Brandon Douglas. Here's Senna-Lefeo, steps back in to the ruck and meets Fairbank and Moore, waiting for him. Hodgson bumps off the challenger Moore, but he goes back for Moore, helped out by Tangata and Fairbank. Great run there by Evan Hodgson, the loose forward. Hansen Finds Thackeray. Brings on Bauer on the inside, but well put down there by Lannan and Moore. Last tackle here for Sheffield. Thackeray grubbers it back in towards centre field. The bounce is dodgy, to say the least. And Fante Thackeray surely's knocked that on. As Halifax just don't know how to handle this kick. And they just about survive there. Well, the unpredictable nature of these artificial surfaces. In Floyd Evans there as Dan Fleming onto the field, straight into the action. Ben Crooks, great tackle there by James Glover. More onto McComb, and Sheffield really ramping up the pressure in defence. Here's Kavanagh. I think Fleming's come on for Tangata as Kavanagh gets to play the ball. Moore jumps out from dummy half. Great run there from dummy half from Brandon Moore. Takes us into the Sheffield half on the last for Halifax. Dufresne gets the kick away this time. Goes high, no real pressure on QLT. Takes it and hands on to Dawson Jones.
Adam Tangata replaced by number 29, Daniel Fleming.
Here's Ben Jones-Bishop. Put down by 3 Panthers defenders, Fleming, Dufresne and G. Here's Mikey Wood back onto the field. Well put down there by Fairbank. Here's Guaze. Hands on to Thackeray, and Thackeray out the back to Aston. Short ball to Oakes. Oakes flicks it out to Ben Jones-Bishop. But he comes back inside and meets Woodburn Hall and Mason waiting for him. Here's Thackeray, thought about the kick but steps inside onto Hodgson. Finds QLT. QLT finds Corey Aston. Corey Aston throws a dummy. Well put down there by Dufresne and G once more. Last tackle here for the Eagles, and Thackeray puts it high. Pickersgill knocks it on. Spills the ball. And Sheffield have another 6 tackles on Halifax's line. QLT looking to take advantage. Throws dummies left, right and centre, but he's eventually put down by Jake Mason, and Sheffield inside this Halifax 20. Looking to put the pressure on. A manner from Evan there. As Evan Hodgson, who's had such a good game for the Eagles, knocks on with no pressure at all. And that is absolute godsend for Halifax, as Walmsley, not sure if he'll pass the ball again this evening. Lachlan Walmsley keeps hold. Moore, flat ball to McComb, and McComb looks to be taken high there by Wood, but the referee, nothing given. Goes past the 40, messing around yet again by Sinalafeo. Moore onto Dufresne, short ball to Fairbank, and Fairbank well put down by the Sheffield defence. Thought he was through there. Moore goes past halfway, hands on to Lannan, and Lannan. Great yards after contact, Ryan Lannan. It's like they're carrying him backwards when he gets the ball, Ryan Lannan. Into Sheffield's 35, Moore goes out from dummy half onto Fairbank, finds Dufresne, long ball out to Crooks, and Crooks spills the ball under the pressure from Matty Dawson-Jones. Both sides making errors here. The tension rising in this vital Betfred Championship clash as we enter 15 minutes after the restart. Big shot there from Fleming. Held out by Fairbank, who yet again's got through a mountain of work. Same 2 tacklers there on Bauer. Thackeray takes it to the line, goes himself, but well wrapped up by Lannan. Finished off downstairs by Fairbank. And Sheffield creeping to Halifax's half. Aston thought about the kick, but just brings on Sinalafeo on the angle. Well tackled there by G and Fairbank it is. Last tackle here for Sheffield, and Thackeray goes high once more. Pickersgill takes it well this time. That'll do his confidence the world of good after that spillage. Last time the ball went his way, and Crooks makes some really good yards, relieving yards out of Halifax territory. Here's McComb. Some more yards there. Here's Lachlan Walmsley in centre field. And I think it's Fairbank that's gone off the field to be replaced by Calcott. Fleming makes some good yards to halfway. Last tackle here for Halifax. Dufresne measured kick towards a corner, but QLT read that like a book. Fires it to Ben Jones Bishop. But he's put down by Moore and Dufresne. Slowing the play the ball down too. Here's Dawson Jones from dummy half. Bumps off the tackle of Dufresne, goes back in centre field, but meets Kavanagh. And Fleming waiting for him. Aston finds Ross Oakes, and Ross Oakes comes out the challenge of Moore, but Mason and Kavanagh finish him off. Moore goes back for more. Sheffield played down in backfield as Guaze takes the ball in, but well put down by Calcott. It's Dawson Jones who's down in back play for Sheffield. Thackeray short ball to Bauer. Well put down there by Woodburn Hall. Last tackle here for Sheffield as Thackeray puts it high once more. With a chase of Ben Jones Bishop, but Pickersgill takes it well. Two really good takes in a row from Pickersgill after that spill before. Here's Walmsley, met by three Sheffield defenders. Mason takes it from dummy half. Runs straight into Guaze, who puts him down just outside the 20. Here's McComb. Really good yards there from McComb. Gets tackled on the 35. The Sheffield slow down the play the ball once more. Woodburn Hall brings on Kavanagh on the angle, who marches towards halfway. Great run there from Kavanagh. Quick play the ball too. Moore finds Woodburn Hall, who kicks towards a corner. Goes it through, but he just bounces straight into the arms of QLT, and QLT will have to take the ball up himself this time. Put down by Calcott just outside his own 20. Aston onto Dawson Jones, who's shaking off that earlier knock. Put down by three Fax defenders, just shy of the 30. Fairbank G and Calcott. So it was Ryan Lannon that Fleming came on for. My mistake before. As Sheffield get another penalty. They're starting to dominate this penalty count at Sheffield.
20 minutes to go, Scott, 20 minutes.
And Aston boosts the ball into touch, and Sheffield will start just outside the Halifax 20. As we enter the last quarter of this game, Guaze finds Aston. Onto Thackeray, short ball to Bauer, but well dealt with by Woodburn Hall. Held out by Kavanagh and Moore. They can't put him down, but they stop his progress. Here's Kirk. So it's out the tackle of Calcott. And then Sheffield get a 6 again. 6 ball tackles on Halifax's line. Lovely ball from Thackeray to Aston, and then have they twisted over? They have. And it was inevitable that an ex-Halifax player would get on the score sheet, and it's Corey Aston. He's the man who's done it. Great disguised ball from Manti Thackeray, and the man who on this ground last year gave a man of the match winning performance in the blue and white of Halifax has scored for the red and white of Sheffield this year. And with his conversion to come, he pushed the score to Sheffield 20, Halifax 24. As Aston pulls that one as well, blimey, well. That's a bit of a relief for Halifax there. Sheffield still within a score, but it's within a try. That's that second consecutive misconversion for Corey Aston. The score remains Sheffield Eagles 20, Halifax Panthers 24. Jufre puts it deep and left. Taken by Thackeray, who shifts it to the middle. Sheffield looking to go wide early. Trying to catch the Halifax defence out there. As they try and march out there, they're calling for a penalty from the shot by Fleming, but nothing given by the referee. Liam Kirk didn't like that attention. Here's Guaze. He takes it up. Well wrapped up there by Fairbank and Moore. Hanson jumps out dummy half, finds Aston, brings up Senna Fay on the angle, but he's stopped in his tracks by Matty G. And Will Calcott gets quick play of the ball though. As Kirk takes it in, finds halfway, last tackle here for Sheffield. And Thackeray kicks towards a corner. Great control on his foot by Pickersgill. Steps out of challenger Glover. Great player there by Brandon Pickersgill. As Dan Fleming coming off the field to be replaced by Adam O'Brien. So Brandon Moore will go to loose forward. Jufre from dummy half finds Crooks, and Crooks makes some much needed yards upfield for the Panthers and a quick play of the ball. O'Brien hands on to McComb. McComb goes into the Sheffield half. O'Brien waits at dummy half. Finds Calcott charged onto the ball. Great yards there from Will Calcott, still going. Brilliant run from the prop forward. Last tackle here for Fax. O'Brien finds Jufre, puts it towards the corner, looking for Ben Crooks to chase. Well taken there by Matty Dawson-Jones. That was a better set from Halifax. As Glover goes back towards that touchline. He's a big unit, but they struggle to put him down. Eventually they do. Matty G, who's been immense for Halifax this evening, and Ben Crooks. As Ben Jones-Bishop gets put down by Fairbank, another one who's worked his heart out. Guaze finds three Panthers defenders waiting for him in the shape of O'Brien, Moore and Fairbank. Thackeray short ball to Bauer, and Bauer well put down there by Woodburn Hall. Last tackle here for Sheffield. Thackeray whacks Kavanagh there on their face. The ball played the man, so it's still the last. As Aston produced a really good kick there, splitting full-back and winger. As yet again, Zach McComb struggling with the bouncing ball, hands off to Pickersgill really well.
29, Daniel Fleming replaced by number 34, Adam O'Brien.
I'm not sure whether Thackeray was offside there, but it matters not because Halifax deal with the danger as Walmsley takes it up into that Sheffield defence. Jufre finds McComb. It's put down just over the 40. Here's Ben Crooks. Great step away from Ben Crooks. He's away. Ben Crooks trying to go back to fullback. Yes, goes past QLT. He's still going. Ben Crooks. Can he go all the way? He's eventually put down, and he loses the ball as well. Was that one-on-one steal by Aston? I'm not too sure. But Sheffield come up with the ball and win yet another penalty. Wow. How vital could that last passage of play be from Corey Aston? It looked for all the world that Ben Crooks was going to go over. But Corey Aston came out of nowhere to not just tackle Ben Crooks, but come up with the ball as well. And to compound the effect, Halifax concede the sixth penalty of the game to give Sheffield a chance to start the set from halfway. Quarter of an hour to go. Guaze gets the ball short. on the ball there. Did the ball pop out there? No, it didn't. Here's Thackeray. On to Bauer. Both these Sheffield halfbacks just going into this game. Here's Thackeray again. Short ball to Guaze, but well read by Jacob Fairbank. Great tackle there by Bobby. Helped out by Matty G. Thackeray shakes blind and comes back inside. There's Liam Kirk. Put down by Kavanagh. Last tackle here for Fax. Goes to Thackeray on this near side. Kicks back inside looking for QLT and more. Bats the ball dead. As Sheffield are using the kick back on the inside to great effect right now. Sheffield with a week off last weekend. Sat home with the feet up while Halifax battling to that semi-final win down in London. And how much has that win taken out of this Halifax side? As Woodburn Hall with another great long drop out as Mikey Wood runs it straight and hard. Calcott looking for a big hit again and misses once more. Put down by Fairbank. Here's Guaze. Well put down by Moore and Calcott, who finds his man this time. Hansen goes blind, finds Aston, short ball to Senna Lefeo. And Senna Lefeo makes some really good yards towards the Halifax line. Put down by G and Jouffre. Here's Aston once more. Throws a dummy, finds Thackeray. Thackeray, short ball to Bauer. Great shootout there from Mason, helped out there by Woodburn Hall. But Sheffield still have tackles on his Halifax line. Hansen jumps out from dummy half. A knock on there from Mikey Wood. From Liam Kirk, sorry. Who compounds that mistake by booting the ball dead. So Halifax still have a 7 tackle set, which is much needed right now, as they're really feeling the pressure from the Sheffield attack. And Walmsley, like I said, he's not going to pass the ball again this evening. Takes a tap himself. McComb, once more, poking his nose through. Done that so well tonight, Zach McComb. Quick play the ball too as O'Brien finds Mason. It was Jake the Snake's last second try that won the game in the home fixture in round 1. Has he got another one up his skin? O'Brien waits to play the ball. Finds Fairbank. Fairbank short ball to Calcott, and Calcott. Great yards there from Calcott, carrying Guaze on the tackle. Still tackles here for Halifax. 10 metres out from the Sheffield line. Here's Woodburn Hall. Dummies. Throws another dummy. Still going. Last tackle here for Halifax. Some Halifax fans thought he'd got over, but he was just short. O'Brien finds it to Jouffre, and Jouffre steps back inside. And just like last week at London, Halifax happy enough to just complete the set and just take the tackle on the last, right on the opposition's line. As we went to the last 10 minutes here at Olympic Legacy Park, still Sheffield 20, Halifax 24. Can Halifax put some defensive pressure on the Sheffield attack? They can, with a fantastic tackle down low from Will Calcott on Matty Dawson-Jones. Here's Ben Jones-Bishop. And again, it's Calcott involved once more, helped out by Fairbank and O'Brien. Here's Douglas. Put down by Fairbank and O'Brien. Aston picking up the pace. Out of the back to QLT. Long ball out to Dawson-Jones, looking for his hat-trick, but he's stopped his tracks there by McComb. Sorry, by Jouffre and Crooks. Here's Aston. Fires it to Thackeray. Runs across field, out the back to Hansen. Hansen. Short ball to Oakes, and Oakes well defended by Mason. Helped out by Worms. The last tackle here for Sheffield. Slow play the ball too. Hansen fires it to Thackeray. Pressure on from Kavanagh. As the ball bounces yet again, but into the gleeful arms of Louis Jouffre. As once again Thackeray did the Unorthodox end over end. Has a loose pass from dummy half. Well, it's another loose pass. That could be the downfall of Halifax tonight. As Zach McComb knocks on. Eight minutes to go here, and Sheffield have a scrum down, 15 metres out from the Halifax line. And a bit of handbags between Calcott and Liam Kirk there. The last thing any player wants is to get banned from this game, because any ban would mean that they'd miss the cup final at Wembley.
Do you want time off, Scott?
As Miklauskas is going to call the players throwing the handbags over. Along with the Halifax captain, Brandon Moore, I think Anthony Thackeray is going to join them as well. A bit late to the party, mind you. Oh, it's a sin bin. It's a sin bin for Liam Kirk, and you would think that Calcott is going to follow him a second, and he does.
Is that just to sort of try and calm things down? Or is that just to sort of calm things down?
So both sides will finish this game with 12 men. As Thackeray, Haston, sorry, thieves a scrum. Finds Thackeray out of the back to Ben Jones-Bishop. Ben Jones-Bishop just about gets brought down as Sheffield really threatening into Halifax line. Thackeray onto Douglas, and Douglas stopped by 3 Halifax men. 5 metres out from the line. Hansen finds Thackeray, finds Aston, bats the ball out to Dawson Jones. The bounce not favouring him, and Halifax putting down. Can they push him out? They're trying to push him out on that far side, but Dawson Jones just about stays in the field of play. They slow that play the ball down too. Here's QLT, brings on Senlefeo. He gets put down just inside the Halifax 20. Still tackles here for Sheffield. Here's Guaze, finds Thackeray, and Thackeray, short ball to Bauer, and Bauer finds Woodburn Hall, and Kavanagh waiting for him. Last tackle here for Sheffield. Hansen goes towards those sticks, and Brandon Douglas scores the try against his hometown club. And coming up to 5 minutes to go here. Sheffield take the lead for the first time in this game. And the man widely speculated to be joining the Panthers next year
Number 8,
could well have scored the try to defeat his future employers.
Brandon, sponsored by Brooke Corporate Events and Jenny Croft.
And 5 minutes to go here. Sheffield take the lead, and have Halifax just run out of steam here. This game's still not over, but a massive play there as Halifax found short in defence in the middle of the field, which in itself is a cardinal sin. As Corey Aston has a much simpler task to get back in the scoring books.
Number 32, Corey Aston!
With less than 5 minutes to go, it's Sheffield Eagles 26, Halifax 24. As Halifax goes short from the kickoff, well claimed by Ben Jones-Bishop, and Ben Jones-Bishop is away. And will this be made academic by Ben Jones-Bishop? Is going for the corner, Dufresne chasing, and Ben Jones-Bishop scores what will no doubt be the winning try for the Eagles. And that's one of the pitfalls of going for the short kickoff. It could go for you, it could go against you. And Ben Jones-Bishop, like he's done so often throughout his career, especially against Halifax, scores what may well be the last minute, the match-winning try here, with less than 2 minutes to go. Louis Dufresne tried his utmost to try and get back, but Ben Jones-Bishop far too quick and too strong to shake off the challenge. And Sheffield Eagles all set to record a victory here. And Halifax, after being 18-0 up after the first half an hour, have fallen to defeat here.
Two minutes, Andy.
2 minutes, 2 minutes. Stops and it goes through anyway.
Yeah, and this game's still not over. Aston has still got to kick this goal to make it absolutely sure for the Eagles, which he does.
The Eagles conversion by number 32, Corey Aston. Sponsored by the Cornwall Cafe, George
And that pushes the score out.
This evening's player of the match chosen by tonight's match sponsor.
To Sheffield 32, Halifax 24. As Halifax goes short once more, Walmsley bats it back and Kavanagh takes the ball there. How we'd have wanted that 2 minutes ago, as Lannon is met by the try scorer Brandon Douglas, helped out by his teammates who push him backwards. O'Brien finds Upburn Hall. Can he create a try out of nothing? 2 minutes to go here in the second half. Halifax need to score here if they have any kind of chance. Pickersgill steps back inside. Brooks waits at dummy half, finds Dufresne. Dufresne, short ball to Lannon, and Lannon gets stopped by Guaze and Douglas. Last tackle here for Halifax, last chance. Dufresne grubs it through towards the in goal, and Ben Jones-Bishop kicks the ball dead. And with the amount of time that this will take, no doubt this game has gone. As Sheffield taking all the time that they can with this dropout, which Aston will take. Pickersgill collects, hands it on to Ryan Lannon.
Last minute, start, last minute.
He's put down there by Justin Lefeu once more, messing around on the floor. Dufresne hands on to Kavanagh. There's gaps here for Ben Kavanagh to strike, but the door closes. Can he get a quick play of the ball? O'Brien jumps out and dummy half. Brian O'Brien, oh, and Guaze grabs him by the collar. It looked a lot worse than it actually was. Moore finds Dufresne. Dufresne managed to keep hold. Pickersgill finds McComb on that far corner, but the Sheffield defence rush over to tackle him.
10 seconds to go, Scott. 10 seconds.
Dufresne finds Lannon, and Lannon shooting through the gap, and Ryan Lannon scores! But it matters not because the hooter's about to blow. And Sheffield will win this game just as Halifax will look back to bad mistakes. The Lachlan Walmsley pass was intercepted just before half time. Another mistakes, but I think they've just run out of steam. Sheffield had the week off, while Halifax were toiling to a victory down in London in the 1895 Cup semi-final. Dufresne will kick the goal. He keeps to his 100% record.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all.
But after a titanic battle here at the Olympic Legacy Park,
Thank you to tonight's match sponsors, the G
Halifax
Group. And as always, to Volgo,
fall to a narrow defeat here after the highs of last week. In victory come the lows of defeat this week. Tries from James Woodburn-Hall, 2 from Jacob Fairbank, Louis Dufresne and Ryan Lannon. 5 goals from Louis Dufresne are in vain as Halifax fall to a narrow defeat here to the Sheffield Eagles. The final score here at the Olympic Legacy Park: Sheffield Eagles 32, Halifax Panthers 30.